So, during the holidays or sometime this year, you may have gotten yourself a nice drone and you want to go out and fly it recreationally. So there's a couple of things that you want to make sure that you have with you when you go out to fly. I want to talk about the things that you need to have and know in order to be able to fly recreationally in the US, and then we're going to talk about how to keep all of those things together. So the first thing that you're going to want to have is your trust certification. I will have links down for all of this in the description. Then you get your UAS certificate from the FAA, which costs you about $5, and it lasts for 3 years. You can go directly to the FAA Drone Zone, which I have the link down in the description, and for $5 you can get your certificate number and be registered for 3 years. And while you're there, once you get your registration, if you do happen to have a drone that is more than 249 grams takeoff weight with the battery installed, you're going to want to register that drone as well. And again, it's only $5 for 3 years registration. Now, the third thing, which is a requirement, and you'll notice that when you take the trust certification, is that you have to be following a community-based organization's guidelines. There are currently 4 community-based organizations whose guidelines there are available for you to follow. I've got 3 of the 4 printed here, as well as the advisory circular from the FAA printed here. I suggest printing those off and keeping them handy, and I'll show you in a few minutes how to keep all of this information and stuff together. And last but not least, I would say make sure that you review the guidelines, the safety guidelines from the CBO. Pay close attention when you take your trust exam, all of that, so that you know what the regulations are as you're flying recreational. The thing that I wanted to share with you as well is how to keep all of this information together, because it could be a little bit cumbersome. There's a lot of stuff that I've actually mentioned, but it's not as difficult as you might think. All of these things you can obtain within 30 minutes to an hour, just taking a little bit of time. Then I would suggest getting a portfolio like this one. This portfolio here happens to have some nice pockets and all of that. And in this portfolio, you can then keep all of the CBO safety guidelines. And like I said, once you've chosen which safety guideline you're going to follow, you make sure that you have that one available, and or have it available on your mobile device so that you can have it to reference if you're approached by a government official. But if you have them printed, you're not subject to worrying about whether or not you have internet access to be able to get to those regulations. Then also having your trust certification and your small UAS certificate printed, and in this same binder, you can have everything with you all at once. One of the things that I have also actually done, I have a label maker that I printed off my registration number to make sure that I have it on every single one of my aircraft. So when I go out to fly, because that is a requirement, when I go out to fly, my aircraft are actually labeled with my personal registration number, or labeled with the specific registration number for that drone that is over 249 grams. Drone or fixed wing or helicopter or whatever aircraft it is that you're flying, you have that registration specifically for that drone. If it so happens that I go out to fly and I've got a brand new drone, I've forgotten to put a label on it, I have them here with me. I did have that happen with me the other day when I went out to the AMA field to fly my Wright Flyer T40, and I hadn't put the labels on it yet with my FA and my AMA membership numbers, but thankfully I had them in my binder, so all I had to do was pull one out, pull the sticker off the back, and put it on the plane, and I was good to go. So again, I know it seems like a lot of information, but it really is not. The main thing is you want to be familiar with the community-based organizations guidelines of which you're following, and as you go through the trust certification, make sure that you're paying close attention to the regulations of what's required of you from the FAA. So I hope that this helped you in some way. If you've gotten a new drone, a new plane, whatever it is, I really truly encourage you to make sure that you have everything and understand those regulations. Make sure that you have everything with you that you need in order to be able to fly legally, recreationally in the US, so that we don't find ourselves bombarded with additional regulations or having the privilege or ability to be able to use the airspace taken away. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really hope this helped you out. Have an absolutely fantastic day, and I look forward to seeing you in a future video.